Okay, good sorry to bother you guys. Good good afternoon everybody. Good afternoon. So, I'm sorry with the volume. I'm just working on certain things and I'm going to be getting an adjustment to certain things. Okay. So, I just want to explain something to you. I don't want to be rude to you, I just want to I'm good. I just want to keep it real, and sometimes in life you got to like tolerate people and sometimes you don't. Well, let me just say this to you, Kendall. I'm gonna just be nice, and I'm going to be nice to your mother, and I'm just gonna keep it real. You know, if you guys want to BS or give somebody a story, then go right ahead. But otherwise, if you're dealing and if you're in business and somebody loans you money, you see this book, ladies and gentlemen? It says New York Commerce Law. Well, in the back it says Uniform Commercial Code. General Obligations of Law. So I had a book like this that one of my professors at Queens College, besides that, when I was at NYU and I was made by Ivanka's relative, means the Trumps don't want to start being honest. So I'm just going to keep it real with you. If you guys, and I'm saying this to you, Kendall, and your modeling friends, you all had things change. See, here's the thing. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. That woman, Satan, Lucifer, her father is not like who you think. So his name is Joseph. He has a relative that's his twin named Josiah. So they're relatives like Elohim, like Jonathan is Elohim's name. But there are multiple people that are Lord God's relatives that are up in heaven, and they're in certain places. But you, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to be honest with you. Yahweh and Elohim in the original Holy Scriptures, like the Torah. See, in this Torah here, in the I don't like using the words Old Testament and New Testament, but I want to keep it real with you. In these Holy Scriptures here, because I studied it when I was in Princeton. I studied the stuff, and I don't have a problem donating or doing things related to that nature because I'm just not a showboat person. But ladies and gentlemen, I got tutored. I tutored people in those Ivy League universities. Means I paid. I gave a check. I went through the AmeriCorps. They said I was a student ambassador at the Peace Corps, which I don't care, but I have to give the information to my advisor. But I'm going to be honest with you, Kimberly, as well as Kendall. You can't BS Chloe or Kylie Jenner because they have to speak to their relatives. Now, Kristen Kardashian, which you're a member of the Campbell family, you can't play games with my relatives because they're too old. They're much older than your relatives are. They're much older, and they don't tolerate this nonsense. If you were to do anything related to drugs, if you were to do anything related to pornography, my parents would kick me the heck out. Now let me repeat that. If you ever did any of that stuff in the Gatchins or Grantner households, I would be kicked out. So I have to be careful what I say and what I do. I do stay under the radar. Now, but ladies and gentlemen, Kendall, you did, I'm sorry to say this, Kendall, yes, you did a spell. You and your sisters did some sort of magical spell, and you can't be honest in that magical community. Then there's something wrong with you. Now, you may say, what the heck are you talking about? Well, I explained that in court. Your criminal justice system has things like this book called a grimoire. You read from a grimoire. I'm not going to BS you. You read from a grimoire and you did a spell, and it's illegal. And you tried to link to people like that for relationships. You tried to do that. Can't do it like that. That's illegal. And we repeat that. If you try and do that, ladies and gentlemen, in the magical community, it will not end well. And you may say, what the heck are you talking about? Well, if you go on a landline and you call somebody up, like Kylie Jenner or Khloe Kardashian, and she answers and she says, yes, you're completely correct, and then on a video system, she says something differently, then ladies and gentlemen, there's a problem. See, what I'm trying to tell you is, in that show, The Kardashians, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, they're completely different than those people in real life. They're completely different. So if you're pulling a Fugazi, if you're pulling a Fusad, then you're not going to last. And just like anything else, see, this cipher, you see this? It mentions Adonai Shaddai. It mentions Jofi Rapha. It mentions Yahweh and Elohim. It mentions the word of Yahweh, the word of Elohim. These are things that I learned, not just in rabbinic school, but going to priesthood school as well, because I wanted to understand both sides of my family. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a Quran. I don't know where it is. I'm looking for it, but I can't be discriminative. Some of that information has Prophet Abraham's information in, which means it has Abraham or Abram, the prophet. That's your version of what you call a Messiah equivalent. His relatives built all of those faiths. His relatives built all this stuff through the ways of the universe. So to you, Kendall Jenner, don't BS. If you want a relationship, that's fine. But if you're not going to be honest, that person, it's my advisor, and those attorneys that are my friends, like the accounts people, means besides being certified in the United States, I was certified in Europe. I don't mind paying. And if you can't be honest with the president, means if you, President Trump, you can't be honest with Joe Biden or any of the staff, then you're going to have a problem in the immediate future. You're not going to be able to do the ways of you doing things now is not going to work. Because if you're involved in certain things that is illegal, I don't go near those people. I don't touch drugs, and I don't mess around with serious crimes. And if I ever had to testify to the police and the fire department, if I ever had to testify, it was not to just cover my butt behind. It was just to tell you the truth. You can't live a lie, ladies and gentlemen. And Kendall, I'm just going to say this. I speak many languages, but the one language that you speak is stupid. I'm sorry to say that. You play BS games. That won't work. So take care, guys. Have a pleasant and wonderful day.